So you want to try something new. Well, that's awesome. That's so cool. I love that. That means that you're alive. That means that you want to grow and evolve as a person. That's only a good thing. Maybe just in your mind, you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? It's not a practice life. Maybe I'm just a little bored right now. Maybe there's some hobbies that I'd like to do. Just something I want to try. Nice work. That's cool. Love that. But then an interesting thing happens. We're like, all right, well, I definitely want to try something new, but we're like, well, what is it? And if you're like me, you're like, I don't have the first clue. I just know there's something out there, something I'd like to do, but I don't really know what it is. So this is what we do. We think to ourselves, all right, well, I want to start this new thing. Cool, great. Uh, I'll ask the experts. And really, in today's world, what that means is this. We go to Google. And this is what we do. We're like, all right, Google, I want to try something new, but I don't really have a clue what it might be. And this is what Google's going to give you back. It's going to give you things like this. It's going to say, well, what are you passionate about? What hobbies what hobbies interest you? What gives you energy? And what's crazy, it's like, I have no clue. I wish I knew. All I know is this. I've been hearing these questions all of my life. And I end up having this conversation with Google after I read them. And it basically goes something along the lines of, listen, Google, if I knew what I was passionate about, if I knew that thing that gave me energy, I'd already be doing it. I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. What is even going on right now? It's kind of funny, but this is what happens even more so. After that conversation that you have with Google, then you kind of do this thing in the back of your mind. At least I do. And I think this. I think, how do I not know what I'm passionate about? Like, shouldn't I? Like, I should. And then it gets even worse because you're like, well, does everybody else have this figured out? And then you almost sit there and you're like, what's wrong with me? Does anybody else feel this way? You almost feel a little guilty, a little embarrassed, to tell you the truth. But I'm here to tell you that if you put me in a room for an entire year straight and you said, for this next year, I want you to think about that thing that you're passionate about, that thing you want to do next in your life. I am positive that after that year, I would still leave empty-handed. And then it gets even worse because we basically just say to ourselves, yeah, well, I don't know about whatever the thing is or isn't. And then we just kind of, because we feel a little bad that we don't know, we go into avoidance mode. We punt on it. We give it the good old, I'll circle back to this in 6 months or something. Maybe I'll know then. Does this sound familiar to anybody? I'm speculating it does. And if it does, I'm here to tell you, you are not the only one who feels this way. And on top of it, I would even tell you this. Congratulate yourself for being honest and real about that. That's something in today's society most people don't do. But I've got even better news for you. I've got a better strategy when it comes to starting new things than what the quote unquote experts say. And and so that said, my strategy is this. Instead of thinking about what are you passionate about when you want to do something new, how about this? Just throw stuff at the wall. And what I mean by that is just try things, try stuff. Take a welding class, learn the drums, learn how to dance, take some painting courses, ask friends for suggestions. Anything, everything, just try stuff. And the fantastic thing about this approach is this. You don't have to worry about getting it right on the first thing that you pick. In fact, I'm here to tell you, you probably won't, but just get going with it. And what if we had this deal with ourselves? What if we had this deal with ourselves that we just said this? When we're trying these new things, when we're throwing stuff at the wall, how about this? What sticks, sticks, and what doesn't, doesn't. And what I mean by that is, as long as I continue to enjoy the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm trying, I'll keep doing them. And you know what? If I don't like it, I'll quit. Think about that. It's almost beautifully simple. Would that be so bad? Would that be so bad if we just had this simple rule for ourselves? What sticks, sticks. What doesn't. Moving on. With this approach, all the pressure is off. So when you try something new, whether you like it or not, let's say that you don't like it. That's a good thing. Maybe you try some downhill skiing and you're like, yep, nope, that's not it. Awesome. Great. Take it off the list. Now you know. Moving on. Ironically, it's almost a sense of relief. It really is. It's not regret. I think when we do it too, I think that we should approach it with a sense of humor. Well, it's like, when did we get so serious, anyways? How about if we tried something new and we're like, oh my gosh, that is a swing and a miss? Let's just laugh about it. Great. If nothing else, you gave it a shot, you took action. That's something to celebrate. Even the things that you don't like, they are a win. Just think about this. Before, you were the person that, by definition, that talked about doing new things that never did. And now, by taking action, by definition, you are somebody who not just thought about trying new things, you're somebody who actually did. Fundamentally, the definition has changed. And on top of it, you have momentum. You're not sitting at 0 miles an hour anymore. You have some momentum behind it. And when you get that momentum, I promise you, it is a game changer, because you're no longer thinking about doing the things, you're doing it. And with this approach, it's only a matter of time before you find that thing that you're passionate about. You almost back your way into what you're passionate about with the throw stuff at the wall approach. Good. Would that be so bad? Ironically, it's going to be kind of fun. You're going to have new experiences. You're probably going to meet some new friends. You'll have tried a bunch of new things in your life. And like I was saying earlier, that is not regret. And you know what? You might try something new that you never thought in a million years that you would like, but all of a sudden you're like, my gosh, I kind of like that. How cool. And at worst case, you'll probably have some funny stories along the way. I might have ended up at an improv audition, and I'm here to tell you that's not nothing. I mean, that is something. There is some stories there. I digress. Guys, let's take a second here. And as we're thinking about this is like the throw stuff at the wall approach. It's fun. It's easy. It's alive. It's happening. It's momentum. It's momentum. How fantastic. How great. Very cool. So let's take a second. Let's recap some of these things. The fact that you want to try something new, I love that. I love that. Good for you. Awesome. That means you are alive. That means that you are thinking, you want to learn and grow. Great. And here's the deal. Sometimes we want to try new stuff. We don't have the first clue what it is. Join the club. Let's just admit it. And like we're saying, though, those questions that the experts give us that say, well, what are you passionate about? Just do that. That stuff doesn't work. Let's just throw that away and adopt the throw stuff at the wall approach. Because with that approach, all the pressure is off. You try new things. If you like it, keep doing it. If you don't like it, don't. Take it off the list, call it good, laugh about it, and move on. Because with this approach, you are going to get momentum. And I cannot, I cannot overstate how important having momentum is. Because when you have momentum, when you're trying new things and you pair those things together, it's only a matter of time before you find that thing that you're passionate about. And that's going to do it for today's episode, you guys. I want to thank you for listening. Hit that subscribe button. And if you all could do me a favor, if you liked what you heard here today, if you liked the content, if you like how I described it, do me a favor and share this with just one person. I would so appreciate that. As always, guys, uh, we're going to end on this. Do not be afraid to win. Do not be afraid to win. It feels fantastic to win. Do not be afraid to win. That's all we got today, guys. We'll be in touch. We'll talk soon.